Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivikasa Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so we are continuing discussing the Shloka from Brahma-saṁhitā. This is Shloka 27. This is Shloka 27. And we were just discussing the initiation of Lord Brahma by Lord Krishna through Gayatri Mantra. Ataveno ninadasya traimurti mai gatihi spuranti pariviveshashu mukha bhajani swayambhuvaha Gayatrim gayatastasmad adigatya sarojajaha sanskritas guruna vijatam agamat tata. Okay, so yeah, I didn't share the screen with you. I'll just do that for this moment. Okay, here is the text. The translation Shloka says like this. Then Gayatri, mother of the Vedas, being made manifest, imparted by the divine sound of flute of Sri Krishna, enter into the lotus mouth of Brahma, born from himself, through his 8 ear holes. The lotus-born Brahma, having received the Gayatri, sprung from the flute song of Sri Krishna, attained the status of the twice-born, having been initiated by the supreme primal preceptor, Godhead himself. So we were discussing yesterday how Brahma got initiation into Gayatri Mantra. Okay, so first he heard the sound, tapa, and Divya Saraswati instructed him in Gopala Mantra. And then after chanting the Gopala Mantra, meditating on the Supreme Lord's form, meditating on Vrindavan, then Lord Brahma pleased the Lord by his endeavor, by his bhakti, by his devotional service, by his tapasya, by his absorption, meditation. And the Lord played his flute. And through playing of his flute, through the sound of his flute, Brahma was initiated. The sound of Krishna's flute entered through the 8 ear holes of Brahma and appeared in his mouth as a Gayatri Mantra. So Brahma was directly initiated by Krishna. This is the system that we follow with Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. We also get initiation. Yesterday we were discussing this, the Pancharatriki Diksha, which you have Tapa, Paundra, Nama, Mantra and Yaga. These 5 things we were discussing, the decorating the body with the names of God and renouncing anything material and getting attachment for the Lord's pleasure. As a Tapa, then we had Paundra, Urva Pundra, Tilak applying on the body as a temple of Lord Vishnu. And also the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you remember, explained that Urdhvagata, Urva Pundra, the path of liberation, self-realization, bhakti, is a path of enlightenment of the soul. Then Nama means that Guru gives the holy name, mantra to chant, and also changes our name into Krishna Dasas to identify that I am servant of Lord. And then we were discussing, so these 3 we consider, but we call it the first initiation in ISKCON today. And then the mantras are given. Pancharatriki mantras, Gayatri Mantra is given for the second initiated. And Yaga. Yaga means, of course, fire sacrifice, but actually in this context means the deity worship. After receiving the Gayatri Mantras, then one is eligible to worship deities. One is awarded the Brahmin thread, and he will chant Gayatri Mantra as described in the Vedas. One will do the Achman, and then in 3 sandhyas, morning, noon, and evening, devotees will chant the Gayatri Mantras. technical system, put it 2.5 times around your thumb, and the chant, on the fingers, 10 times each mantra is chanted. 7 mantras are given, and this is done 3 times a day with full absorption, and particularly is meant for deity worship, for puja. Gayatri mantras are given for that, and then there are mula mantras separately given according to deities you worship. So we were all explaining this. So, okay, so the Shastra describes, Prabhupada also says that sound of Krishna's flute is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Now we hear the sound of Krishna's flute is Gayatri Mantra. Actually, sound of Krishna's flute is Bija Mantra, clean. Clean, when it cross Viraja, becomes Om. There is no difference between clean and the Om. It's a transcendental seed mantra. It's a seed of desire, of love of God. So in that essence, Klim is the essence of Maha Mantra also. So there is no difference of Maha Mantra or sound Klim or sound Om. And this is explained by the Acharyas. I'll just give you one shloka here from Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Share the screen. Okay, where are my notes? Okay, here. This is from Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Can you see? Klim Omkarasya Aikyatvam. Klim Omkarasya Aikyatvam. Klim and Om are same. Just very first word explains. Those who know the Vedas say that Klim and Omkara are one. Meditating on me in Mathura with attention, one quickly becomes free of obstacles to attain me. So that is second part of Shloka. But here, Klim Omkarasya Aikyatvam Patyate Brahmavadibihi. Those who are Brahmavadis, those who know, they know that Omkara, Asyaika, Klim and Om are the same. There is no difference. So in that sense, we can understand when Prabhupada say, yes, or the Acharya says that sound Om came from the mantra, or sound. Srila Jiva Goswami explained that upon receiving Omkara, Lord Brahma, from the sound of Krishna's flute, which was Omkara, Lord Brahma, which had manifest from divine flute, Brahma meditated also on Kama Gayatri. So Kama Gayatri was manifested. And then Brahma meditated on the meanings of the Kama Gayatri. So you see, Jiva Goswami says the sound was Om. And that is exactly what Shastra says. The transcendental sound of Krishna flute is Klim or Om. Both are same. And also it is essence of the mantra, essence of the Maha Mantra also. Okay, let me see. Okay, now what is explained that the sound of Krishna's flute is mentioned as the 5th note. You will find this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find this in different Puranas, also mentioned different scriptures, the 5th note. Prabhupada also mentions, and it is one of those esoteric terms which we are not discussing too much in the detail, but that is the sound. Okay, I'll show you one shloka from Antya Lila, where when the gopis and Srimati Radharani met Krishna in Kurukshetra, Srimati Radharani spoke, "My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the 5th note within that forest of Vrindavan." So it is mentioned the 5th note here. No, these are esoteric topics, okay? And we understand that the 5th note, that is the sound of Gayatri Mantra, Kama Gayatri particularly. Now slowly as you hear, as we go through the subject, it will be more clear why it is so and how it is so. The mantra reveals actually the forms of Radha and Krishna in the conjugal love. So this is basically the essence of it. So this is the 5th note. The fifth note, when Krishna plays this, everyone is attracted. All the gopis, all the cows, all the living entities, they're attracted by the transcendental sound on Krishna's flute. Krishna is all attractive. And particularly this rasa is described here as a fifth note here. Okay, so the Gayatri Mantra, we are also chanting Gayatri Mantra. What is Gayatri Mantra? Gayatri Mantra, the general definition we find in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Gayatri Chandasam Aham. Gayatri Chandasam, or poetry, or Chandas. I'm the Gayatri. So now what you find in the Vedas, the Chandas are the meters for chanting, different rhythms of chanting. When Vedas are spoken, you know, Vedas are consist of mantras, and mantras, different shlokas, they have different meters for chanting. And then, you know, like even in Karmi's poetry, they follow, which is perverted reflection of Vedic poetry, they try to follow some kind of rhyme, some kind of meter, you know, except if you are following the rep, that there is no meter, there is no rules, and you have to endeavor to get the meaning also. So, sorry, and those who are attached to the rep, but the idea is that Vedic mantra are chanted in proper meter, proper pronunciation, for different reasons. One thing is that the meaning is clear, that the transcendental sound vibration remains as it is. So there is no change. The syllables are counted. The meter is counted. And also, it's done in beautiful way. It's done in the pleasing way. And also, transcendental sound vibration can invoke transcendental emotions, can invoke even material emotions if you chant with material consciousness, but can invoke transcendental emotions. So therefore, particular chandas, meters are there explained to express something. If something, you know, even in karmic life, your expression defines the meaning of what you say. No? No. So anything you want to say something, you know, you and me, we are good friends. No? So the way I said, my expression and emotion defines the words. I may say also, hey, you and me, we are good friends. Means you always ask money from me, therefore we are good friends. So I said same sentence, the syllables are same, but the way it is said, that my expression defines what I said. It's not only the words, correct? So in the spiritual even more, when we chant particular shloka, particular mantra, they invoke some of the original feelings, and not only that, but they reveal particular rasa with the Lord. So that we'll discuss a little bit, just I'll explain a little bit. Because it's so meaningful, the Vedas, the scriptures, the spiritual knowledge is so meaningful. It's so consciously created to benefit the souls. So because it's revelation of the Lord, Vedas, Vedo Narayana Sakshat, that Brahmanas, they first thing they memorize all the Vedas. As they were revealed to different rishis by the blessing of the Lord, through their tapas, meditation, through their guru, then they will teach their disciples. So first thing in Vedic lore, what you do, you get to Panayana when you are 8 years old, and first thing they teach you, memorize the Vedas as it is. They memorize them. And you know, we were discussing before, not to repeat, in our Vaishnava epistemology seminar, that there are different patterns, kind of passwords, protection mechanism that Brahmanas develop to chant the shlokas in particular style, memorize them. So you have this Samhita Pad, Pada Pad, Karma Pad, Jata Pad, Gana Pad, which the words are memorized in certain pattern, like Samhita Pad, one, you know, like we chant regularly, whatever, you know. Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, Samaveta, Yutsava, that will be Samhita Pad. The Pada Pad will be each word, like Prabhupada gives word to word meaning. Dharmaha, Kshetraha, like this, you know, Pada Pad. Then you have Karma Pad, 1, 2, 2, 1. And then you have different, it's memorized like this. Dharma, Kshetra, Kshetra, Kuru, like this. Then more and more complex numbers comes as you come to the Gana Pad. which is like mathematical formula, which is mind-blowing. So what is it? Just like a password. So you cannot add anything, you cannot extract anything. And the mantras, the transcendental sound vibration will be preserved as it is. You cannot interpolate, because this is the key to the spiritual world. This is the key of freeing us from material bondage, freeing us from Maya, the Vedas, the transcendental sound vibration, Shabda Brahma. Now, apart from that, the way that they are written, the way they are spoken, the way they are expressed, these chandas are used so much, the meters, the rhythms, the rhyme, and they makes it even more beautiful. So you will see that of this, before you study Vedas, Guru will teach you Vedangas, Veda Angas. Vedas are persons, Veda Angas, the bodily limbs of the Vedas. They have the form. So one of the 6 Vedangas, Kalpa is there, what is it, Nirukti, Chandas. So Chandas are representing feet of the Veda Purusha, feet, the lotus feet, on which Lord stands. So first you learn from Guru the grammar, you learn Sanskrit pronunciation, and then you learn the meters of chanting the mantras. Unless you learn the meter, how you will memorize them? So these are Vedangas are studied before the Vedas. You know, this is must. You have to know the how to chant. We are chanting, but we don't know exactly what is the meter, what is not the meter, you know. But you know, in every Veda, they will tell you that what is the presiding deity of the mantra, what is the rishi first to whom it is revealed, what is the presiding deity, who is worshipped, who is the lord of the mantra, to whom prayers are offered, and then the chanda will be given. Anushtup chandaha, or you know, I know, Narada Muni Deva Rishihi, Vishnu Hari Devata, Anushtup chandaha. It will be defined that who is the rishi to whom the mantra is revealed, who is the Lord to be worshipped, and what is the meter of chanting, you know. And then you chant, then you memorize like that. So these are all the scribes in the Shastras. In Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll just show you Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, this is in the 3rd canto, is mentions like this, that how Brahma, at the beginning of creation, Brahma created Ushnik, which has 28 syllables, arose from Brahma's body hairs. Gayatri, which has 24 syllables, arose from his skin. Trishtup has 44 syllables, arose from his muscles. Anushtup, 32 syllables, arose from his veins. And Jagati, 48 syllables, arose from Brahma's bones. So Gayatri, apart from being the spiritual personality, and that we'll deal more, who is Gayatri Devi, it's coming in the course of discussion. Gayatri is also Vedic meter for chanting. It's particular rhythm, meter to chant Vedic mantras, and has 24 syllables. And it's considered very beautiful. So Krishna says, it's considered most beautiful. So Krishna says of all chandas, so here the 7 main chandas are mentioned: Ushnik, Trishtup, Anushtup, Jagati, and Gayatri. Okay? So all of this, of Chandasa, Gayatri, Chandasamaham, I'm the Gayatri. Of all the Vedas, I'm Samaveda. So Krishna is the best of all, the best, his vibhutis. Wherever you see the best, it represents Krishna. So Krishna declares here that I am that most pleasing meter of chanting. Okay, so also this is the 3rd canto Bhagavatam. Also you can see in 11th canto, Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtupcha, Brihati, Pankti, Evacha, Trishtup, Jagati, Ati Chando, Hyatyas Yashtyati Jagat Virat. You see, I can't even read in simple Samhita Pad, what to speak of having Sanskrit poetry. The Vedic meters are Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtup, Brihati, Pankti, Trishtup, Jagati, Ati Chanda, Atyashti, Ati Jagati, and Ati Virat. Ati Virat. So what the Shastra says, that they are in the Chandra Shastras, in the Chandas, Chanda Shastras, which are Vedangas or Vedas, are mentioned 26 meters. There are more. There are millions of combinations, unlimited, but 26 are recognizable. You can kind of define the meters, and then 7 are most prominent out of this. Okay, so these are some. Ukta has 1 syllable. Atyukta, 2 syllables. Madhya, 3 syllables, like this. So you see here, Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtup, Brihati, Panktri, Trishtup, Jagati. These are just now mentioned in Bhagavatam. These are very common. And others are there. Ati Jagati, Shakari, Ashti, Atyashti, like that. So it goes up to 26 syllables. That means that in one line of the shloka will be 1 syllable, 2. So Gayatri total has in shloka 24 syllables. Okay, and then there are again combinations of those. Could be 3 times 8, could be 4 times 6, could be, a different meter. And it's mind-blowing that they can invoke particular emotion, particular expression. So if you chant the mantra properly, actually you get full benefits. You get purified, you invoke the spiritual emotion, you convey meaning clearly, you benefit everyone. It's mind-blowing, actually. It's all science, how to speak, how to present. And what you're speaking, Shabda Brahma, Vedas, Veda mantras, fully empowered by the Lord. Full potency is there. Vedo Narayana Saksha. Veda is not different from Narayana. So there are different divisions in different books, but like that. Prabhupada speaks like this in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto. Then this Gayatri Devi expands also and does different services within material world. So look at this. In Vishnu Purana, Prabhupada says 5th canto Bhagavatam. Vishnu Purana it is stated. Gayatri cha brihatya ushnik jagati trishtupe cha anushtu panktirityuktas chandamsi harayo rave. Look at this. The 7 horses yoked to the sun god's chariots are named Gayatri, Brihati, Ushnik, Jagati, Trishtup, Anushtup, and Pankti. These names of various Vedic meters designate the 7 horses that carry sun god's chariot. So Shastra says, if Brahmanas, they don't chant Gayatri Mantra in the morning and noon and evening, sun will not rise. These are the 7 horses of the sun's chariot. So the emphasis is given that Vedas should be preserved. The Vedas should be preserved. The sun is the life-giving planet in this material world. Even scientists can accept this much. Okay, so Vedas are like this. Vedas are the only hope to deliver fallen conditioned souls. And if they are not preserved, if they are not chanted by Brahmanas, there is no meaning of material life. Just like life without sun on the material, it will not happen. So living without worshipping the Lord, without hearing the Vedas, without practicing Vedas, without receiving transcendental sound of the Vedas, which is part of moksha. What is the living? Living is just like breathing, is just like the bellows of the goldsmith or blacksmith. Ventilator. That's what we say. They put you on ventilator and you don't know body is dead or not, but he's breathing, but he's dead. He can't do anything. How is your grandfather? Oh, he's good. He's on ventilators. It means he's dead. That's what it means, So same thing. What is the meaning if the people don't get Vedas? If Vedas are lost, if Brahmanas do not preserve them, sun will not rise. This is how important it is, this Vedic knowledge. So, okay. So let me see how much we can discuss. Okay, so I'll give you some example. Like we chant Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, first shloka is in Anushtup, has 8 syllables in each line, 4 by 8, 32. Anushtup is 32 syllables total, but H. So you see, Dharma kshetre kuru kshetre. Okay, first line 8. Samaveta yuyutsavaha 8. Mama kaf pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya 8. So 4 by 8, 32 Anushtup. So it's chanted like this. So it has particular purpose. Why Anushtup? And then you have varieties of Anushtup. There are varieties of these combinations like this. Many varieties, Okay, Trishtup. In Bhagavad Gita, you find Trishtup also. Trishtup has 11 syllables. 4 by 11, 44 total. Nirmana moha jita sangha dosha. Nirmana moha jita sangha dosha. Okay, 11. Adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha. Okay, kama. Okay, 11. So like that. So this is Trishtup. We are chanting, I have no clue. You know, we learn 3 shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, we think, oh, I'm a wizard, pandit. I'm such a learned person. Oh, I can quote the shloka. Most probably mispronounced, you know, and not knowing what we are chanting, why we are chanting, and what to speak of meaning. Of course, meaning is the most important, but this is, you see, it's not just whimsically something written by some cavemen, you know, people who did not know anything. They knew exactly what they are doing. They knew how to express themselves. They knew how to preserve, how to present, how to put meter. It's a pleasing, it's beneficial. God is giving instruction. What he does? He sings. He sings. By singing, he gives instruction. You know, there was one devotee who said that we'll have farm community and we will, whatever we say, we will sing. You know. So Krishna Kshetra Swami heard that. He looked at him and said, it will be a small community. Because not everybody can do that, you know. Anything you want to say, you know. I don't know how to say. Prabhuji, please broom the floor. And what is the rhyme with the floor? Please broom the floor, you'll get prasada more. Something like that. So they try to imitate spiritual world. But that is what is in the spiritual world. Every song is dance. Every word is song. Every step is dance. Correct? That's what it is. Actually, in spiritual world is happening. Actually, this is, they know how to speak. They know how to express. They know the best way because the souls in spiritual, they are pure souls. They have pure feelings. And they have the best intelligence how to express the pure feelings, and is expressed through the songs. Nothing is spoken. There's no ruffian speaking. There's nothing like that. That is in material world. It's not there in the spiritual world. Politeness is there. There's no bad words used in front of Krishna. And there is nothing is spoken without being poetic. And the poetry is particularly defined by the meters, by the chandas, by the rhythm, by the rhymes, and the words you choose also. I can say, this devotee, I can say, that fellow. It makes difference, correct? How do I address somebody, no? Correct? It's a big difference, no? I know him. It's a big difference, you know. Oh, Prabhuji has come. Oh, again he has come. So the pure souls, they can express their feelings to Krishna in perfect way. So Vedas are meant like this, and they train you, they purify you, they make you, practice it and get purified, and then you are eligible to enter spiritual world because you know the language. One of the reasons, okay. You want to go there, you must know the language, you must know the culture, you must know the behavior, you must know controlling your mind and senses, correct? You know, so this is all, nothing is without meaning in the Vedas. But we are not studying, we are studying the essence. This is Krishna's and Prabhupada's mercy, that we at least understand the essence. Vedascha sarva aham eva vedyo. At least this much we got it, you know. So that's good. Better to know the meaning of the shloka than know how to chant shloka without meaning. Parrot-like chanting. Prabhupada says this. But also, if we learn a little more, we'll be more inspired how this amazing thing is, this meter chanting. And Gayatri is most beautiful of all of those. So, okay. Ushnik is mentioned also in Garga-samhita, for example. Look at this. Shloka. The Ushnik has 7 by 4 or 8, 8, 12, 28 syllables total. Sri Yamuna is a beautiful crown of flowers. On the Ushnik poems that are the hair on the head of Lord's universal form. You hear that? When Lord shows Virat Rupa, it's imaginary form. So different things represent different bodily parts. So Ushnik poems represents hairs on the Lord's body. And Yamuna Devi is a flower crown on the Virat Rupa. Look at this expression, for example, you know. Okay, so Gayatri, what we are discussing, is famous for 24 syllables. Okay, wait, hold on. Gayatri, 24. So it could be 4 by 6, 4 lines by 6, or it's called Tripada Gayatri, 3 by 8. So this is what we are chanting. Claim is the bija mantra, and then you have Kama Devaya Vidmahe, Kama Devaya Vidmahe, Pushpa Banaya Dimahi, Tanunangav Prachodayat. 3 times by 8, 24. So this is the Gayatri Mantra. When you count the syllables, you understand which meter is it. Actually, meter is given even before the chanting. That's the system. Okay, for example, you have Brahma Gayatri, different Gayatris are there. So you have Tripada Gayatri, you can have like this 4 times 6. You can have 5 sentences like that. There are different, so many combinations of that. But this is what we are chanting. Okay. In Srimad Bhagavatam, some of these meters are given by acharyas. Some of the acharyas analyze Bhagavatam and what meters are used to express particular emotions. So when you know the meter, you're already mindsets. Okay, this is for laughing meter, which will invoke hasya rasa. This is dealing between gopis and Krishna, and you say, Krishna is telling, why you came here in the forest at night? You should go home. Your ladies should not be in the forest. But the meter, particular use, immediately tells you the meaning. Krishna is joking. He is speaking indirectly. He is expressing his love and appreciation in the crooked way. So particular meter, it's amazing. So if we know that, we can go even deeper in Shastra. That's what it is. This is what it is. Okay, here are some syllables, some meters used in Bhagavatam. Shakvari is used, I think syllables are 40. 1 type is used. Ati Shakvari also 15 syllables are there. 1 type is used in Bhagavatam. Atyashri 3 types are used in Bhagavatam. Anushtup 3 types are used in Bhagavatam, for example. Like that. Jagati 5 types are used in Bhagavatam. Ati Jagati 5 types. For example, I give one shloka, Jagati meter in first. What a famous shloka. Nigama kalpa taror galitam phalam. You see the meter. It goes, and then, Nigama kalpa taror galitam phalam. Shuka mukad amrita drava samyutam. Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam. Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. So these are the, Jagati means 12 syllables in each line. Total 48. Now, then you see Ati Jagati. Look at this one, 13 syllables are there. Now look how this is chanted. Kalimala-saṁhitā kāla-no kilesho. Kalimala-saṁhitā kāla-no kilesho. Hariratra nagiyate hyabikshnam. Ihatu punar bhagavan ashesha murti. Paripatito nu padam kata prasangai. You see how it's chanted. This is particular meter. And that hits, purifies you, of course, and invokes particular attitude, particular mood of understanding. Everything is like this. So you can say that Bhagavatam, compared to other Puranas, is a difficult Sanskrit, is more complex poetry, more complex meters used, and therefore is considered the best among all Puranas. Apart from the main thing is glorifying directly Krishna. That's why it is main Purana, no? But apart from that, the Sanskrit of Bhagavatam is completely more complex, and the expressions and the poetry, and therefore meanings. When you have more complex poetry, more complex meters used, the words also, they have double meaning, triple meaning. It is more deep and more expressive in that way. Many things are expressed like that, The expression is better. And then Puranic Sanskrit is really simple compared to Vedic Sanskrit. It's not the same Sanskrit. It's not just language is language, But you know yourself in Tamil that Divya Prabandhas is a different Tamil than what you speak on the Sabji market, correct? It's quite different, And some people may not understand it, correct? Even I asked Guru Maharaj for this Chaitanya Charitamrita. He said, yes, it's a little different than because a lot of Sanskrit is inside, So in Divya Prabandhas also you find a lot of Sanskrit there. There are big debates among Pandits. They want to prove their Dravidian theory and this, that. But you can see that all concepts are Vedic concepts. There is no concept described which is not Vedic concept. It's meaningless. It's just meaningless debate to prove that there's some different culture and, Aryans are only, according to scientists, this is the only civilization that we have no even 1 inch of the archaeological proof that they ever existed. Bogus means it's just bluff. All theory is big bluff, you know. So anyway, these are some ideas given like that. Okay, so let me sing Gayatri. So yes, and also you can see there's the Gayatri Devi, which is spiritual personality. We'll discuss a little later how she expands, and then you have this material Gayatri, or it turns into devatas. If you chant the Gayatri Mantra, Brahma-Gayatri Mantra, if Vaishnavas chant, we know we address Lord Narayan in the Gayatri Mantra, and Vedas explain this. But if you chant for material benefit, you may chant it and actually you worship Agni or you worship Surya and you get material benefit. So according to your consciousness and understanding, the mantra takes shape from spiritual to material, like Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. No? You may chant Maha Mantra for material benefit and you may get it. So it depends on your attitude and consciousness. So all these things are explained in that manner. Okay, let's see what Srila Prabhupada says. Srila Prabhupada explained, Lord Krishna is worshipped by Gayatri Mantra, and the specific mantra by which he is worshipped is called Kama Gayatri. Of all Gayatri mantras, now we are dealing with Kama Gayatri, one particular mantra. The Vedic literature explains that sound vibration, which can elevate one from mental concoction, is called Gayatri. See the definition right from the Vedas Prabhupada gives, that Gayatri actually deliver you from material mental consciousness, from gross and subtle condition, Gayatri can deliver. The Kama Gayatri mantra is composed of 24.5 syllables. Now, definitions are 24 syllables, but here Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Gayatri mantra, Kama Gayatri, particularly has 24.5 syllables. Okay, so Prabhupada gives the mantra here, no? Okay, so now what is this half syllable? This is explained by the Acharyas in Mantra Artha Deepika. This is the book by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. He was reading, you know, he came later after the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, after Narottam Das Thakur, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur came. So he was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he is Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya. He is initiated into Gayatri Mantra. So he's chanting the mantra. And he say, how is it having 24.5 syllables? Why did Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami say it's 24.5 syllables? And if I don't understand the mantra, the meter, if I don't understand the Gayatri, he will not manifest to me the deity addressed. Gayatri Mantra doesn't mean that Gayatri is worshipped by Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is meter, and this Kama Gayatri, we worshiping Radha and Krishna. So this is misunderstanding. They say Gayatri Mantra means prayers to Gayatri. No, it's a Gayatri meter, you know, which is described. So he was very upset. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur said that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami self-realized souls. Krishna spoke to him. He described Chaitanya Charitamrita, fully empowered by Lord Chaitanya to describe his eternal pastimes. So how he can count? Where did he found this half syllable? That was a mystery. So he could not figure it out. He went to all dictionaries, he went to all grammars, he went all to chandas, and wherever he went, he could find only 50 syllables. And that is described everywhere in Shastra. Even one of Radharani's name is one of which is described by 50 syllables, for example. So he was very upset, and then he said, forget it. If I cannot worship Krishna properly, chant this mantra properly, if I don't understand the mantra, if I don't understand the meaning, and I don't understand why it is so, and how did Radha Krishna never revealed. So what is use of living? Let me leave body on the bank of Radhakund. So he went there. He said, forget it. If his mantra does not reveal the meaning, it's meaningless. I'm unqualified. I cannot get the benefit of mantra. I'll not achieve Radha and Krishna. Better to die. So he went to bank of Radhakund and went on fasting. He went on, So, of course, he's a Acharya, it's a Leela. So Srimati Radharani appeared to him. And she said, Vishwanath, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is right. And she gives the name of the book where it's described. And she explains why. Because Gayatri is embodiment of Krishna. It's Krishna's own form. And Krishna is described in Shastra as one who has 24 and a half moons on his body. So she gives the name of the book and explains. You can see I'm sharing? Yeah. The half syllable is described in the book known as Varnagama Bhaswat. So she given the Sanskrit, the Vedic book, grammarian book, which explains this. After consulting this book, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj determined the actual identity of Kama Gayatri. Actual identity is, it is Krishna. And it describes Krishna, reveals Krishna. Krishna is the deity addressed by this Kama Gayatri. By chanting the Gayatri, you will see form of Krishna. This is the point. It reveals Krishna's form. You should examine this book and then broadcast its meaning for the benefit of faithful persons. So Srimati Radharani orders him to write Mantra Artha Deepika Sara, explanation on Gayatri Mantras after understanding it properly. So the grammarian point inside is that the letter Ya, which is followed by letter V, as in the words Kama Devaya Vidmahe. Devaya Ya Vidmahe. So when Ya is followed by Va, by V, then is considered to be a half syllable, like here. Devaya Vidmahe is not considered Ya Va, is not considered two syllables. In this rule is that it's considered half syllable only. So then you get 24 and a half, So this falls on Krishna's forehead, because his forehead shape is like the halo of a half moon. It is said that Krishna's, okay, I'll read it in a minute, what Prabhupada said. All the other letters of the mantra are full syllables and therefore full moons. Okay. So now, Prabhupada describes in the purport. Krishna's face is considered the king of moons. Krishna's face is a moon, and his body is considered the throne. All other, what did I do? All other Chandras, moons, are considered to be subordinate moons. His left cheek is a moon. His right cheek is a moon. His forehead is considered half moon. The spot of sandalwood pulp of his forehead is considered a moon. So Krishna has a spot of sandalwood pulp. Okay? And then here, the rest of the forehead is a half moon. So this is, and his fingernails and toenails are also different moons. So total in Krishna's body, 24 and a half moons. So therefore, Gayatri Mantra is 24 and a half syllables, according to grammar and according to reality. Because grammar is adjusted according to reality, because Krishna has 24 and a half moons on his body. Therefore, grammar is adjusted. Adjusted means provision is made. It is grammatically correct. Yeah. So you see, this is when you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these things are described. Okay, so this is described. Okay, then Srila Prabhupada continues explaining. This Kama Gayatri is received from the spiritual master when the disciple is advanced in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In other words, the Kama Gayatri Mantra and Samskara, or reformation of a perfect Brahmana, are offered by spiritual master when he sees that his disciple is advanced in spiritual knowledge. Even then, the Kama Gayatri is not uttered under certain circumstances. It's not like we go and tell everyone, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But we don't go in Harinam chanting Kama Gayatri. It's not chanted in public. It's given by Guru and it's chanted silently. It's chanted on Brahmin thread. It's chanted when you worship the deities, like that. It's a different mantra. In any case, the chanting of Hare Krishna is sufficient to elevate one to the highest spiritual platform. In Brahma-saṁhitā, a nice description of sound of Krishna's flute is given, Srila Prabhupada explains. When Krishna began to play on his flute, the sound vibration entered into the ear of Brahma as the Vedic mantra Om. So Prabhupada speaks exactly what Jiva Goswami says. This Om is composed of 3 letters, A, U, and M, and describes our relationship with Supreme Lord, Sambandha Jnana, our activities which we can achieve the highest perfection of love, Abhideya, and actual position love in spiritual platform, Prayojana. Okay. When the sound vibration of Krishna's flute is expressed through the mouth of Brahma, it becomes Gayatri. So sometimes you'll find Shastra, Brahma is the from whom Gayatri originated. Yes and no. Came from his mouth, but came through the ears from Krishna's flute, from Krishna. Thus, by being influenced by the sound vibration of Krishna's flute, Brahma, the supreme creature and first living entity of this material world, was initiated as Brahmana. That Brahma was initiated as a Brahmana by the flute of Krishna is confirmed by Srila Jiva Goswami. When Brahma was enlightened by the Gayatri Mantra through Krishna's flute, he attained all Vedic knowledge. Now why? What was described? Gayatri is called Trimurtimai. Trimurtimai, she is in archetype, the embodiment of all 3 Vedas. So this mantra will reveal all knowledge, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, and reveals Krishna to us. Okay, and there are more esoteric terms of explaining this mantra, which will not be the subject of this class. Acknowledging the benediction offered to him by Krishna, he became the original spiritual master of all living entities. This is how Brahma became the head of Sampradaya. He got knowledge from Krishna. How? Simply by chanting Brahma Gayatri. And that later on is expanded in the 4 shlokas of Bhagavatam. Krishna instructed him. And from these 4 shlokas of Bhagavatam, all Bhagavatam expands, all whatever we have to know, whatever is to be known, it's explained by that. That's what it is. So, Prabhupada continues. The word clean added to the Gayatri Mantra is explained in Brahma-saṁhitā as the transcendental seed of love of Godhead. So, clean invokes love of Godhead, or the seed of Kama Gayatri. So, clean is added at the beginning of mantra. Clean, and then goes the Kama Gayatri. The object is Krishna, who is the evergreen Cupid. Klim Kama Devaya. Gayatri starts with Kama Deva. Kama Dev is a Cupid, but here is a Krishna. The object is Krishna, who is the evergreen Cupid. Evergreen Cupid means Navayovanam, ever fresh, evergreen. Yeah, okay. And by utterance of Klim, Krishna is worshipped. It is also stated in Gopal Tapani Upanishad that when Krishna is spoken of as a Cupid, one should not think of him as a Cupid of this material world. Because people are so much affected with lust, perverted reflection of the spiritual emotion, they think Radha, Krishna and Gopis, this is all lusty lila. And some even devotees sometimes feel a little shy. Krishna is good, Gita is very nice, but this Ras Lila a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know how to explain. Neither to myself, neither to others. No. So they are misunderstanding. They are misunderstanding the transcendental Cupid. The Lord of Love is Krishna, but is a transcendental. As already explained, Vrindavan is the spiritual abode of Krishna, and thus the word Cupid is also spiritual and transcendental when applied to Krishna. One should not take the material Cupid and Krishna to be on the same level. The material Cupid increases attraction of the external flesh and body, but the spiritual Cupid increases the attraction the super soul exerts upon the individual soul. So what is the difference? This is the key difference. The lust, we are attracted to another soul, to another jiva. And the prema attracts the soul to God, which is the constitutional eternal position. There's nothing wrong with Krishna dancing with millions and millions of gopis. All the souls are meant to dance with Krishna. And that satisfies soul. Yayatma suprati sidati. Fully soul will be satisfied only in that condition. No in other way. Okay, so let me see what else we have. Okay, in the Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kama Gayatri is described. Vrindavane aprakrita navina madan Kama Gayatri Kama Bija Yandra Upasa. In Vrindavan, the Kama Gayatri, spiritual navina, new madan, Cupid is worshipped. Kama Gayatri, hymns of desire. Look how Prabhupada translates Kama Gayatri. Hymns of desire. Kama Gayatri. Because Gayatri is a poetry, it's a song of desire. Kama Bija, with Kama Bija, by the spiritual seed of desire, Klim. Okay, In the spiritual realm of Vrindavan, Krishna is spiritual, ever fresh Cupid. He is worshipped by chanting of Kama Gayatri Mantra with the spiritual seed clean. This is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada explains in purport. Gayantam trayate yasmat Gayatri tvam tatasmrita. This is the definition of Gayatri. One who chants the Gayatri Mantra is gradually delivered from the material clutches. In other words, that which delivers one from material entanglement is called Gayatri. An explanation of Gayatri Mantra can be found in Madhya Lila, chapter 1. So this is now Gayatri Mantra definition. Kama Gayatri Mantra Rupa, Haya Krishna Raswarupa. You see that? Kama Gayatri Mantra Rupa, Haya Krishna Raswarupa. The Kama Gayatri is just like a Vedic hymn, but it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. See that? Kama Gayatri Mantra Rupa appears like another Vedic mantra. What is it? Hare Krishna Raswarupa. Actually, it's Krishna's own form. It's not representing something or describing something. It's not different from Krishna. There is no difference between Kama Gayatri and Krishna. Both are composed of 24.5 transcendental syllables. Why you see English? How can you express? No? The mantra depicted in letters is also Krishna, and the mantra rises just like the moon. Due to this, there is a perverted reflection of desire in human society and among all kinds of living entities. Because Krishna has love in him, all jivas have love in them. There is no question that every soul has this ability to love. But if it's misdirected, then it's a problem. Krishnendriya, how it goes? Atmendriya priti vanchatare bolikam, Krishnendriya priti icha dhore premanam. This is the difference. When that feeling, original feeling which comes from God of love, is directed to sense objects, then it's called kama, lust. Krishnendriya, if Krishna's senses are satisfied, then it's called prema. Atmendriya, if our senses are satisfied, that is called lust. So there's a big difference. But this is why people have this lust. Why God created lust? He created love. We created lust. This is the problem. No? Okay. In the mantra Klim, Kamadeva Vidmai Pushpam, Krishna is called Kamadev, Pushpabana, and Ananga. These are three names of Krishna described. Krishnadev, Pushpabana, and Ananga. Kamadeva is Madan Mohan, deity who established a relation with Krishna. Kamadeva and Madan Mohan is presiding deity of Sambandha Jnana. Pushpabana, who carries an arrow made of flowers, is Govinda, who accepts our devotional service. Abhideya deity, Abhideya Murti, and Ananga is Gopijana Vallabha, who satisfies all gopis and his ultimate goal of life, Prayojana Murti. This Kama Gayatri simply does not belong to this material world. Look how Prabhupada is. Simply does not belong to this material world. When one is advanced in spiritual understanding, he can worship Supreme Personality Godhead with spiritual purified senses and fulfill the desires of the Lord. See that? This is the goal. When one is advanced in spiritual understanding, he can worship Supreme Lord with his spiritually purified senses and fulfill the desires of the Lord. Not fulfill your desires. No more fulfilling my desires. Now he's fulfilling desires of the Lord. This is spiritual love, thinking how to please Krishna. The vibration of Krishna's flute is origin of Vedic hymns. Lord Brahma, who is seated on lotus flower, heard the sound vibration of Krishna's flute and was thereby initiated by Gayatri Mantra. This is all in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so this is the translation. Okay, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains what is the spiritual position of Gayatri in the spiritual world. The Gayatri, mother of the Vedas, became a gopi, attained the shelter of Krishna, and thus became known as Kama Gayatri. Okay, so she is the gopi in the spiritual, eternal associate of the Lord. By the will of Krishna, Yoga Maya, the Lord's spiritual potency, has arranged the Vraja pastimes. These pastimes are totally faultless because they are arranged by Yoga Maya, not the Lord's illusory energy. In these pastimes, Krishna's eternally perfect maidservants enjoy with him. The demigoddesses and the personification Upanishads and Gayatri, after attaining association of Krishna's eternally liberated maidservants, serve Krishna in Parikya Bhav. So we understand that some group of gopis came from Devatas. Devatas, some of the goddesses, demigods, they become gopis. Some of the Upanishad personified they become gopis. Remember one of the Leelas in Krishna book, in 10th canto Srimad Bhagavata, prayers by personified Vedas. So they also became a gopis. And Gayatri Devi also like that. She also became a gopi. After attaining association, Krishna's eternally liberated maidservants, after associating with the gopis, Nitya Siddha gopis, actually they all became a gopi. They all get this blessing, And they worship Krishna in Parikya Bhava. Okay, now let me see. Okay, so I think this Bhaktivinoda Thakur continues summarizing what happens. Let me see. Yeah, okay. It was by Krishna's mercy that the four-headed Sri Brahma received 18-syllable mantra through medium of divine Saraswati, Daivavani. Okay, so what is 18-syllable mantra? Gopala mantra. Then he performed worship by means of mantra japa for a prolonged period of time. So what he did, he chanted this mantra on his japa and meditated on the Krishna's form and spiritual world as described in the mantra. Okay. As a result of this worship, he received Kama Gayatri Mantra through the sound of Krishna's flute and attained transborn status. Then he offered prayers to Krishna with invaluable jewel-like statements that embody the essential conclusion of Vedas. Now, we will see actually the Brahma's prayers to Krishna. For the benefit of all living entities, these precious jewels have been collected together in the jewelry box of this scripture, Sri Brahma-saṁhitā, whose 5th chapter is especially full of the most valuable jewels. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's introduction to Brahma-saṁhitā commentaries. This is how he explains. So what happens then? I'll just read the next shloka. This is important. This is shloka 28 in Brahma-saṁhitā. Traya prabudhotha vidir vigyata tattva sagaraha tushtava vedasarena sotrenanena keshavam. Now shloka 28. Enlightened by the recollection of the dead Gayatri, embodying the 3 Vedas, Brahma became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of truth. Everything was revealed to Brahma by chanting of Gayatri Mantra. Then he worshipped Krishna, the essence of all Vedas, with this hymn. Then, next shloka is Chintamani Prakara Sadma. He is offering prayers to Krishna, glorifying Krishna in his spiritual abode. This is the Brahma-saṁhitā. Okay, look at this purport. Purport is short, but just let us do the purport. Brahma thought thus within himself, by recollection of Kama Gayatri, it seems to me that I am eternal maid-servant of Krishna. This is what happened to Brahma. He got the body of a gopi, a maid-servant of Krishna. Correct? This is what happened. Kama Gayatri revealed Brahma's Swarupa. Now in spiritual body, he is seeing Vrindavan. He is seeing Krishna's form. He is describing Venum Kvanantam Aravindata. He is seeing Krishna. But he has a body of the gopi this time. So this is a Kama Gayatri. Kama Gayatri invokes the Madhurya Rasa, invokes that rasa of the soul, and then the soul manifests his spiritual form suitable to worship Krishna in that rasa, in that Madhurya. Okay. Though the other mysteries in regard to condition of the maidservant of Krishna were not revealed to him, Brahma, by dint of his searching self-consciousness, became well acquainted with the ocean of the truth. What does it mean? When your Swarupa is revealed, the Guru will reveal Ekadasha Bhava is called, 11 items to you. That what is your form, what is your name, who are your parents, what is your service to Krishna, what is your relation with other gopis. There are some 11 items to it. So that at the beginning was not revealed. This is just when he got the form, first thing he saw his spiritual world revealed to him. So he started talking. But by dint of his searching self-consciousness, became well acquainted with the ocean of truth. So later on, everything was revealed to him by meditating. So these prayers, Chintamani Prakara, still he's seeing that, and this is also a process of devotion service. He's meditating. As remember, we were speaking mantra upasana and swarasiki upasana. So this Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sakalpa Vriksha now is Leela revealed. He sees the gopis, he sees gopas, he sees Krishna playing flute, he sees gopis are serving him. He's seeing full-fledged Leela. So this is swarasiki upasana, still worshipping. And through that, everything was revealed gradually to him. All the items, all the position of his service in spiritual world. All the truths of Vedas were revealed to him, and with the help of those essences of the Vedas, he offered this hymn to Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So by getting purified, by getting full knowledge of Vedas, now he offered suitable prayers in proper meter, in proper attitude, in proper philosophical conclusion, and he could really express it by that transcendental knowledge itself. Srimad Mahaprabhu has taught this hymn to his favorite disciples, inasmuch as it fully contains all the transcendental truth regarding the Vaishnava philosophy. Readers are requested to study and try to enter into the spirit of this hymn with a great care and attention as a regular daily function. So, and now Brahma starts glorifying the Lord. Now it starts, Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa Vriksha, and that's also a beautiful meter. And anyway, we're not discussing anymore these technical things. All right, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for coming and hearing and discussing. So, okay. So next time we'll discuss this first shloka, Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa Vriksha. And now we have some questions from yesterday, something pending from yesterday. And if you have some questions today, we can have questions from today. Let me see just yesterday's questions. Yesterday's questions are here. Okay. All right. So we have few questions here. Oops. I can't read like this. I have to put it down. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have a doubt on how Lord Rama expanded from Swayam Rupa of Lord Krishna. I understood that by Sandhini potency, Lord Balaramji expanded to Adi Chatur Vyuha. But from that directly Narayan of Vaikuntha expanded. Here, how Lord Ram and his eternal spiritual abode Ayodhya came to exist. I hear from some Madhva friends that among spiritual abodes, Lord Rama is the biggest one. Is it so, Prabhu? Okay. So this is the question about how Lord Rama expands. Where is that expansion? Okay. So I have a quote from Srila Prabhupada about this. And this is, let me see. Okay, here you go. With Prabhupada writes, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita purport in Adi Lila 5153. With reference to Vishnu, I'm sharing? Are you seeing?
Yes.
With reference to the Vishnu Dharmottara, the Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami writes, quoting Vishnu Dharmottara, that Rama is incarnation of Vasudeva, Lakshmana is incarnation of Sankarshan, Bharata is incarnation of Pradyumna, and Shatrughna is incarnation of Aniruddha. So that means that Ram, Lakshman, Bharata, Shatrughna are actually expansion of the Chaturvyuha. They expand. Another time, sometimes Lord appears differently also. The Padma Purana describes that Ramachandra is Narayan himself, and Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna are Shesha, Chakra, and Shankha. So sometimes Lord manifests like this. Okay. And in Rama Gita or Skanda Purana, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna are simply called triple attendants of Lord Ram. Means his own expansions. So different times Lord manifests differently. So I'll show on the chart for a second. Okay. I can show this on the chart. Now, regarding your question that Lord Rama abode is the biggest, the spiritual world manifest, the Goloka is the biggest. That is what is explained in the Shastras. Brahma Vaivarta Purana mentions this, and also all our acharyas mention this. But what is the point in spiritual world really is that whomever you worship, you will think he is in the center of the world. Just like Padma Purana propagates worship of Lord Vishnu. And the description is that Lord Narayana is in the middle, and Krishna Loka and Ayodhya are simply in the third avarana of the Vaikuntha. Okay, so here you will see Narayana Loka is the biggest. Those who worship Ram, when they go to spiritual world, Ram will be in the center, and all other planets are simply expansions. So he is right. Your Madhva friend who worship Ram, he is right. Ram Loka is the biggest. Vaikuntha Loka is the biggest for those who worship Vishnu. And for us, Goloka is the biggest. So this is spiritual. This is how it is. But we understand because Krishna Swayam Rupa, he is the original personality of God, source of Rama. Rama Adi Murtishu. Rama Adi Murtishu. Starting from Rama, all others are expansion of Krishna. You must understand Goloka is the biggest. Krishna is the original form, Swayam Rupa, and all others are his expansions. Okay. Okay, so that was one question. Second question, where are the questions? Okay, here. If one reads and follows all Srila Prabhupada, okay, what is it? If one reads and follows all Srila Prabhupada told in his books and hearing his lectures, associating with devotees, and strictly follow regular principles of praying to Krishna, is it possible for him to go back home and get his original Rupa? Initiation means one who follows Guru. This person's reading and hearing and following his Guru, but only he don't have personal initiation. Or is it offense like Ritviks? Yeah. The idea is that you say you follow whatever Prabhupada said, but Prabhupada say you should take initiation from a guru. What about that? No. Prabhupada said that all of my disciples should become gurus. Correct? So Prabhupada showed that he has a guru, and he said, I want all of my disciples to become gurus and expand parampara. Parampara cannot stop. He is quoting 32nd person in the parampara, and now parampara stops. No, does not stop. It continues. It continues. By sincere followers, parampara continues. So you accept the guru. That's what it is. That's what Prabhupada teaches. Correct? Prabhupada said, do as I do. So what Prabhupada did? He preached, he made diksha, initiated people, and now he said, now you expand. It's a simple thing. So you have to have initiation. You are not following, actually, if you don't accept the guru. What is the point? So yeah, it's a ritvik, it's offense. It's simply you want to bypass guru. You want to directly go to, why not take in diksha from Madhvacharya? Why from Prabhupada? Go to Brahma. That's the point. The guru parampara means link to all those personalities. There is a link. Guru is linked to Prabhupada. Prabhupada is linked to Lord, to Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, goes like this, to Gorkishore Das Babaji, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Baladev Vidya Bhushan, goes to the Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, goes up to the six Goswamis, goes to the Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is not different from Radha Krishna. Or you can continue more if you like. Go to Madhvacharya, go to Brahma, go to Narada, and then, go to Radha Krishna and the gopis, which are already there listed amongst our acharyas. So nothing to miss. So better you take initiation from a guru. That's humble advice. Okay, what else we have? Share the screen. We have another question there. Who is Gayatri? Sorry, not asking about Brahma wife, but spiritual Gayatri, where she serves the Lord. That was just mentioned by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that she is the gopi in the spiritual world and serves in Parikya Bhav. Okay, this is a question from yesterday. Do we have any questions today? Yeah, just one second, please. Just 1 second. 1 second, please. So, yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yesterday we 2 questions I only answered in online when I am coming from Bangalore to Salem. Today I got the answers in person with you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So
Okay, Hare Krishna. Jai. Thank you. Okay, there are some questions here. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Hari Nam Diksha from Ishwara Puri, but Sannyas Diksha from Kesha Bharati. Thus, first initiation, second initiation, third initiation is to be taken the same sampradaya from the same spiritual master, or one can also take other initiation in other sampradayas from other spiritual masters. Saying the time when spiritual master departs from our mortal vision, can one also take initiation from Mayavadi sampradaya and acquire the result of chanting mantras as the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Oh, okay. So the system is like this. Then one takes the first initiation, second initiation, and the third initiation, sannyas, from the same guru. That's the system. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took from Kesha Bharati Maharaj sannyas. Sannyas initiation can be taken from any sannyasi. The traditional system was the 3 sannyasis come together, they see that person is qualified and give him sannyas. And even 1 sannyasi is enough to give you sannyas. Sannyas Diksha is not overpowering Diksha Guru. It's simply initiation into sannyas ashram. The main person is your Diksha Guru. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taken from Keshav Bharati doesn't mean that Keshav Bharati is in Mayavadi Sampradaya. The sannyas was maybe Ekadanda sannyas, but the person was pure Vaishnava. No? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not take in the Mayavada Sampradaya. He took from the Vaishnava Guru. Keshav Bharati is an eternal associate of the Lord. He is a Vaishnava. And also, it's a like some of the Prabhupada's disciples, they could not take, they took first and second initiation from Prabhupada, like our Guru Maharaj, his holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami. And then his god brothers and GBC, Prabhu Vishnu Maharaj, recommended him to take sannyas. So Prabhupada departed. So he could not take from Prabhupada. So he could take from other Vaishnava sannyasi. So he took from his god brothers. But doesn't mean that that god brother is now guru of my Guru Maharaj. No, Prabhupada is his guru. He's a sannyasa guru in the sense. Prabhupada took sannyas from his god brother also. Did not take directly from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He took from the Keshav Maharaj, correct. So from Keshav Maharaj, from Gaudiya Math, from his god brother. So doesn't mean now, where you hear that Keshav Maharaj is Guru of Prabhupada? You don't hear, so there is no confusion. But not that you just take from another Guru and go to this Sampradaya, that Sampradaya. In particular, you're speaking about Mayavadi Sampradaya. Not like that. Not like that. You know, should be followed. Should be followed that you take sannyas in your Sampradaya by your Guru. And if not, then you see from other senior Vaishnava, you can take the sannyas. So, okay. Okay, how many types of Gayatris are there? What is Brahma Gayatri? It seems from yesterday and today, Kama Gayatri is topmost of all. Yes, yes. Brahma Gayatri is the first mantra chanted. It's a Vedic mantra initiation into the Diksha. And Brahma Gayatri also represents Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. Brahma Gayatri, we were discussing a little bit about Brahma Gayatri, Bhurbhuva Swa, Tat Savitur Varenyam, that for Gaudiya Vaishnavas means the giving of the spiritual eyes and giving the worshipping of Lord Narayana, worship of Lord Krishna, and also gives the transcendental vision of the spiritual world, uplifts one from this mundane. Bhur, gross, bhuva, subtle, swa, or the devatas places, Varenyam Bhargo Devasya. That there is a spiritual world indicates that. So Brahma Gayatri also takes you out of the spiritual world. It takes you out of the material condition. Brahma Gayatri. So it's a Vedic mantra, it's for initiation. And then Kama Gayatri is more specific. Also Gayatri also delivers you from material world. But this Kama Gayatri invokes your desire to serve Krishna, Radha and Krishna in Madhurya Rasa. So this is what it is, and reveals that form of the Lord, Krishna, who is an embodiment of 24.5 moons, means transcendental Cupid. Particularly that form of Krishna reveals the Kama Gayatri. And is the topmost of all. It is topmost of all. Of course, Maha Mantra is the topmost of all because it reveals also Radha and Krishna and same Bhav. But this is according to Pancharatrika Diksha, to focus one mind, to focus one meditation. The process is given of Pancharatrika Diksha as Guru fits to describe. And warning was given before by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that if you chant Kama Gayatri with material desires, it's perverted reflection of Kama Gayatri, it will fulfill your material desires. So therefore it is given after some time. First, Prabhupada explains that devotees are allowed to chant Hare Krishna for some time, that they purify their mind, they focus their mind, and then the Gayatri mantras are given for the deity worship. Then again, full absorption can be there. that sense of touch, smell, hearing, seeing, everything is focused on the form of the Lord and in direct personal service of the Lord. And that helps us to actually become purified fully and purely in pure devotion serve Krishna. Otherwise, Prabhupada said, there is no hope. There is no hope. It's difficult to just chant. We could just chant and, but all these 4 regulative principles, all these rules of deity, everything is meant to purify our mind, our heart, to purify us from anarthas, so that we can focus fully without deviation of Krishna. This is all what is explained. So all these things we were talking, how much details we can say. Okay, Hare Krishna. Do you have any other questions? Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Brahma-saṁhitā ki jai, Gaur Premanande.